Roses and Tea, and today I'm making and canning meatballs, and I thought I'd show you a bit of what I was doing today. I started out with just a basic meatball recipe. I kind of took basic recipes and just, I don't know, just from memory did them. But I started with, in this batch, about a kilo and a half of mince, about a cup of oats that I put through the food processor so that it'd be very fine, an onion or half a large onion, salt, some herbs, and 2 eggs for a kilo and a half of meat. Blended it all, or mixed it all, made my meatballs, browned the meatballs. Now the first lot I did with a frying pan, and this time I just put them in the grill because I was a bit in a hurry, and I filled up a few liter jars, and I'll just finish packing the one and fill the other. You brown the meatballs, but you don't cook them all the way through, because in the pressure canner they are going to be cooked for quite a long time. For meatballs, quart jars or liter jars, they'll be in at 10 pounds pressure for 90 minutes. I think if you have half a quart, then it'll be 75 minutes. I didn't put a lot of spices in the meatball. I'm not putting tomato sauce with these meatballs because I'm not sure how I'd want to use them in the future. And making them rather plain and not putting a lot of sauce in them allows me to be a bit more flexible. I'll just move Shea Roses, it's warts and all. So I've got my lids that I simmered in here. The simmering just softens the rubber ring that's on the edge of the flat disc. If you heat up too many rings and discs, don't worry. It doesn't hurt the rubber. You can just cool it down and use the disc again. It's not a problem. Oops, I'll tell you what I should have done. Just give them a wipe. Some of these I wiped earlier. You wipe them, take it off the fat that there might be on it. I wasn't particularly messy this time, but sometimes I can be. If you've got sauces, it's really easy to splash something on them. Or food particles, because that will interfere with the seal if there's something in between the glass rim and the rubber seal. I'm just going to put these on quickly, and then I'll tighten and release. So I'm going to tighten it up and then release it a little bit. Tighten it up and then release it a little bit. That's to let the air escape. Now, because my hands aren't very strong, I'm probably not tightening as much as some people. Some people's finger tight is going to be a lot tighter than mine. So I actually give a little less of a release. I think sometimes you might see quarter turn, but you're supposed to turn it back. Since mine doesn't start off all that tight, I do less than a quarter turn. Now hopefully this will all work. I've got my jar tongs. I put it into the canner, which has water heating up, almost boiling already. This is actually take 2 because we had a mishap earlier with jars that wanted to go floating because I had too much hot water and not enough jars. Oops. Here we go again. Let me get the last jar in and see if I can prop up the other one. They've I had the jars full of sauce, it probably wouldn't be happening this way. But because there's a lot of air in these jars, they want to float a little bit, so I'll take a bit out, but not too much. Because one thing you don't want to have happen is when you do these long sessions of like 90 minutes, you don't want to run out of water, and that's happened to me before. So now I'm going to put on the lid, seat it well. I've got to mash down on it, and then I turn. And now I'm going to bring up the heat, and I'm going to wait for it to vent. When it vents, there's going to be a lot of steam coming out of the valve. It'll just shoot out for a long time. And you let it vent for 10 minutes. I'm not going to stand here and wait for it to vent, nor will I show you the whole 10 minutes. But hopefully, when it's almost finished venting, we'll come back and start filming again and show you about putting on the weight. For these meatballs, I'll need the 10-pound weight. I showed you another time the weights. They don't actually weigh 10 pounds and 5 pounds and 15 pounds, but that's the amount of pressure that they allow to build up in the canner. So I want the 10-pound one, and when the time is right, we'll put it on and I'll show you how to adjust it for this type of canner. So that's all for me for right now, and when it is about to finish venting, we'll start up again. See you later. Bye.